As requested in this video, we're going to compare the crypto code to the Horseshoe method, otherwise known as scale trading, one of the many steps or offerings that Dan Hollings from the plan has put out in the last few years. So I'm going to try my hardest to not be biased. It is really difficult to be unbiased in this situation, and those who know why, know why. But let me just start with sort of the facts. The crypto code costs $1,997. Let's round it up, $2,000. There is a $100 a month payment after the first 30 days if you are wanting to use the different elements of what the crypto code provides. So they provide indicators for TradingView so that you can actually set up the wave bots, as they are called. The indicators also help you with doing your own trades if you're wanting to not use the premium trade alerts. And with regards to the premium trade alerts, to actually receive them, you do need to keep paying the monthly fee, because the monthly fee gets you into their forum, which is something that in the first comparison is just non-existent with anything that Dan Hollings does. He refused, even though he was requested on many occasions to provide some sort of community. He refused to do so, which is kind of how our crypto buddies started anyway, because there was many of us following his original trainings, and we wanted to be able to talk and be able to compare notes. So that's a big tick for me on what the crypto code provides. Is that forum is super helpful. They have weekly calls, many different profit strategies that they provide. So ultimately you're paying for the forum, the community, the ongoing calls, and the premium trade alerts, the indicators, the ability to go into a contest to win 500 USDT every month, one of 4 winners. So there's actually 2,000 USDT up for grabs every single month. Basically, it can pay for itself. It can pay for itself with the trades that you do, with the earnings that you get on your wave bots. And of course, going in the contest is the main one. You can definitely pay for, a good few months in advance just by winning the contest. So that's the ongoing cost, but again, you don't need to do that. If you just wanted to pay for the education, learn all about the 4-year cycle and the different types of trading, or the ways that you can, maximize being able to sell on highs and buy on lows, which happens throughout the 4-year cycle, a little bit like following what this graph shows, then you don't necessarily need to continue paying the monthly fee. I would recommend that you would join up for at least, a couple of months. So to be $2,000 up front, and then at least $100 to $300. So if you were there for 2 months, it'd cost you $100. If you were there for 3 months, it'd cost you an extra $200, and 4 months, it would be $300. So I think that makes it well worth it, particularly when the comparison to the cost of the Horseshoe method is $2,500. So even to have that initial investment of $2,500, yes, there's no ongoing payments outside of the software that you need to use, and the same thing applies for the crypto code. But even for $2,500, then that would basically give you 6 months of the crypto code with the forum, with the premium trade alerts, with everything, the indicators, and you'd be able to definitely make that money back in, well, for us it only took about 60 days to make that money back, and we have remained on the monthly payment because we're getting so much value out of it as well. So that's the price part. Now, what you actually get provided. So what you get provided with the crypto code is multiple profit strategies, multiple ways to earn money, and really it allows you to not just learn about crypto and learn about the 4-year cycle, but you can sort of work it out based off your time availability, what type of strategy you're wanting to use. Whereas with the Horseshoe method, it's one strategy. But ultimately, Dan charges you for one strategy at a time. Now, the original way that anybody got into the plan was to pay $3,500 to learn how to do grid bots. That was it. Then he offered those customers, and we're talking about like over 16,000 customers worldwide. So, I mean, the guy broke records on, the marketing level of how much money had ever been made with a digital product, a digital education product. So it's just insane. So why it is that he felt to then charge for each strategy on top of that, I will never know. But people did pay between $2,500 and $4,000 to learn another 2 strategies, which funnily enough went belly up in 2022. So many people were not just out of pocket the money that they'd spent on learning those strategies, but they were ones that collapsed, that no longer exist. GridBots, on the other hand, I'm not having a go at the original education of the plan. That is still very valid and it works. But we needed to get the bigger picture of that, and we didn't get that up front, because anything that you learn from Dan Hollings comes in little, piece chunks, and you have to keep paying for extra bits. So the scale trading or horseshoe method is only one strategy for $2,500 versus the crypto code of multiple strategies for $2,500 if you stick with the forum for 6 months. Again, you don't need to. You can just pay $2,000, learn everything, and make your decisions from there. Onto the community, which I've already touched on. There is zero community within anything to do with the plan. They seem to feel that they have a community because they show up. It's not even once a month. It's like once every other month. It hasn't been regular at all, where they actually come and, sort of do a almost like a kiddie show to give you updates and things. I don't know. It just doesn't, it's never gelled. And people can send in videos and ask questions. There's no real-time thing. You can go through a customer support email ticket service. Again, it's not that sort of on the spot, being able to brainstorm with somebody, share ideas, whatever. At least you have that with the crypto code. And, even if you were to go with the scale trading, I can't provide you any support or anything. I don't do that particular method. I do like the software that they use, but I'm not using it myself because I'm using the software that the crypto code recommends. That actually brings me to the next conversation. So anyway, to round that out, the community at the crypto code, the guys behind the crypto code are genuine, empathetic, compassionate, and highly educated in the crypto space to give you the big picture of everything. No sort of hiding behind things and trying to figure out what goes wrong if something in the crypto markets changes. It was just very different to, I guess, the sort of condescending way that Dan Hollings and his team likes to treat everybody as if they're a little bit slow and everything's about being taught to a grade 6 type of thing. I was trying so hard to be unbiased, but I can't do that because I've been a little bit affected, and people I know that have been a little bit affected with the things that happen within the original version of Dan Hollings' education. Anyway, back to the crypto code. Have they got it all together? No, the premium trade alert, sometimes you will get stuck in a trade, just depends on the timing. So there has been some additional education about trading and market cycles that us as crypto buddies have actually, sourced and brainstormed and mind hived together to keep everybody up to date with that, to make it better. But overall, within where things are at in the cycle, the crypto code, if you stick with it and you just keep learning. Like, crypto cannot be learned overnight. You've just got to keep at it and keep learning. It's definitely a much better investment. And I think the integrity of the guys is something that, really attracts to me. With regards to the software, the actual software that originated from the plan was called 𝗏𝒏𝒄𝒃. And just months into starting on, the 𝗏𝒏𝒄 program back in 2021, 𝗏𝒏𝒄 upped their price by like 40%. It was insane. And, Dan Hollings was earning a lot of monthly affiliate commissions from all the people that had actually joined up to that as well. So it just didn't make sense that they'd put the price up so much. Now, it is a really good software, but it's really quite focused on grid bots. They do have a couple of other type of bots on there, but and their smart trades they're not smart trades. I can't remember what they're called. The trading dashboard is okay, but it's nowhere near as advanced as the next software that Dan made people use with the scale trading. And I really like this software. It's not easy to navigate, so you probably are getting good value in learning how to use it. It's called 𝗏𝗏𝗆𝗆. I seriously looked at it before I found the crypto code. I seriously looked at getting in there and being able to just move my grid bots over there, leave that Bitscap behind, and just do everything in one platform. So I was looking into that. The price was okay. It was a better price than Bitscap. But you know, if you're still running the plan in Bitscap, then you've got the Bitscap prices, you've got the 𝗖𝗿𝗆𝗆 software subscription, you know, on top of what you've paid for getting the education. And yeah, you got like double software. So for me, I was looking for something that only had the one software. And that's why with the crypto code, I was happy to go with 3 I can still run my grid bots in there. I cancelled Bitscap. I can run the 𝗹𝑬𝑏𝑜ts, which is running through the DCA bots that are provided by 3 And the exchanges that are hooked up are very similar to all of them. They hook up by an API. The biggest thing is the smart trades. The smart trades are really interesting and really worth it. And the thing that 3 again is not the be all and end all. You know, would I rate it against 𝗖𝗿𝗆𝗆? Yeah, I do, but I think 𝗖𝗿𝗆𝗆 is better. But I think 3 has the much better app. So for where I'm at in, you know, the ability of my trading and understanding the crypto cycle, 3 has been a game changer because I can just have a look at my phone, get notifications on there and be able to sort of go make decisions on the fly, not have to be sitting down at the computer and, you know, watching charts all day and all that. Which brings me to the time investment. So I believe that with the scale trading, you do still have, nothing's automated fully. Like even though, you know, Dan loves to use sayings like, oh, it's AI this, it's AI that. It's not. It's you know, it's automation for sure. It's algorithmic, anything that happens within these bots. But you still have to punch in the information that you want it to do. So there is time that needs to go into that on top of the learning how to do it. And then you have to monitor them. You know, it's not quite as hands-free as a grid bot setup. So you do have to monitor the trades. But ultimately, the way that a 𝗹𝑬𝑏�ot works and the way that the smart trades work with the crypto code is pretty much the same idea as the scale trading or the horseshoe method, which is, you know, looking at sort of between 1.5% and 4% little profit takes as the markets do these, you know, ups and then downs and then ups and then downs. You know, that's what he calls the horseshoe. So there's sort of, it's basically the same concepts. They're just all under these different fancy names and however else you want to call it. But yeah, for me, you know, the crypto code really changed everything for me with regards to coming into this particular bull market. I wasn't interested in looking at the scale trading. A few people said, you know, it's okay. Like the people that I knew that had gone into scale trading, it just wasn't enough for me to go, oh, it sounds like I really need to get that. So I can't give you an absolute honest review on what that particular training is like. All I can talk about is from a comparison level of what I know that you do get, what you don't get, and how that compares to what you do get and what you can do within the crypto code. So I hope that makes sense. You may just want to sit the whole thing out. If you just get some sort of education on the 4-year cycle, you can make good money in crypto. And if you've stayed with crypto since, whether you came in on the 2021, you know, rush up bull run, or you were here since the 2017 bull run, if you've still got crypto, you are sitting pretty. I mean, things are going to be great in 2025. It's still not going to be a smooth sailing up, but you can make money on the way ups and the way downs. But if nothing else, even if you're just sitting and hodling, then yeah, definitely look at March or April 2025. Steer clear of it during the Northern Hemisphere summer, but probably the end of 2025 might be kind of like the last big run up before we move into the next phase of the cycle. So that's just an opinion and not financial advice, of course. And, you know, there's a lot of people that I listen to and they all have the same sort of projections as such as to, you know, how this cycle works and what's happening in the bigger picture now that crypto is becoming a lot more mainstream. So if that helps, great. If you have any questions, leave a comment or write to me in the Slack group if you're already a crypto buddy. But if you're interested in finding out more about becoming a crypto buddy, then the way to do it is to actually join the crypto code with our link, because that means that I get paid to help you go through that course and be a support for you as well and help you learn along the way. We have weekly calls for you to come and join in at, and I also do private one-on-one calls for anybody who does join. So sometimes it's nice to just have somebody to talk to in real time, not waiting, 24 to 48 hours for a support ticket to get back to you. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, any questions, let me know.